Good morning. Good morning, my lovely students of Federal Government College, Port Harcourt. My name is Nathan Tamonobere, your subject government teacher. Today, we're going to be reading on the topic mass media. The class to be taken is SS2. We're going to also highlight the aims and objectives of mass media at the beginning of this lesson. And by the end of the lesson, students should be able to define mass media, roles of mass media in the running of government, the impact of mass media in Nigerian politics, and types of mass media. Mass media as the watchdog. The definition of mass media is an introductory aspect of our teaching today. Mass media can be defined as a totality means of communication within a society, state, etc., such as television, film production, radio, newspaper, magazines, and internet, including newsletter, in which message, news, and information get across the population. Government and its agencies, mass media also stands as a means of entertaining, informing, and instructing in a pleasurable manner. In the process of this, our communication today also shows the benefit of mass media to the students and the entirety of Federal Government College and to the educational system. Today, we cannot discuss or maybe highlight or give a definition of mass media without knowing the rules of mass media in our running of government. One of the rules of the mass media is education. The mass media educates the populace on government activities, for example, in the areas of education, road construction, transportation, and health. And the aspect of education is what I said earlier on, based on our communication in this teaching. We are benefiting from the mass media also. And mass media, it enlightens the people on the activities of some organizations. For example, oil companies. Most times, oil companies has a way of making use of the mass media also to say their contributions based on social development within their host communities. They have a way also to reach out to the masses, telling them based on a skill accusation being carried out by them to help the youth restiveness within the environmental area of their operation. Two, we also see the media as a two-way channel. It serves as a two-way channel of communication between the government and the people. Most times it's by the opportunity of media giving certain vital informations of government, and the people will benefit from it to hear, and also the people hear from the government and benefit from the mass media. We're talking also the aspect of security challenges. The mass media helps the government to highlight areas that are coming flashpoints, and the flashpoints is also being taken care of by government based on the information being disseminated to them. And people, government will have a way of putting information to also help its citizens not to be victims of circumstances or situations around security prone areas. Accountability, accountability. The mass media helps also helps the government and the people to know the activities of government, how government is being run based on their promises during the campaign era before coming into office. that aspect of it, the media makes the government to be on its tools in order to give stewardship to its citizens. It disseminates information also. The mass media informs the people about activities of political parties, their programs, and preparations towards any political election in the country. Like in Nigeria, we have started seeing the jettiling of political key actors towards 2023 election. You see a lot of news being played, making Edo State as an example. What we see, the political activities happening there, showing, making a pointer towards the activities, and people are taking their position in respect of the happenings within the political environment. Also, the impact of mass media in Nigerian politics. We cannot be talking about the definition, we can't talking about the rules without also looking at the impact of mass media in Nigerian politics. Popularized political parties through TV advertising. Political parties are made popular by impacting negative or positive in the minds of the populace on political issues. This has to do with the impact. This has to do with the impact, the information that comes from the media disseminate to the minds by giving them a point of choice and looking at the activities of each of these political parties. By doing that, it's also creating an impact in the minds of the people to make a choice and see the activities and aims and objectives of each of these political parties. We also have choice of political parties. Through mass media, we can see that people have started making their choice of political parties by knowing which one to follow based on their ideologies and principles. Based on their ideologies and principles. Also, political education, another effect is that the people now have negative or positive feelings about their government and style of leadership. Today, we are seeing how people complain on different level of government based on their leadership being far from their followers and citizens of the state and the nation. Also, having awakening calls, awakening people's feelings. Another impact is awakening of the people's feelings to fight for their political and civic rights. Today, we can see how the civil society is taking its toll on the government activities and insensitivity to certain doings of government to protect the rights of citizens. By doing that, we are seeing the mass media being very impactful to society. Talking about accountability also, accountability, people can now hold the government accountable for their deplorable state and life and the government attitude towards the welfare generally. Today we are seeing how people are complaining about shortage of light, complaining about bad road in our major highways, talking about water. Those are social amenities that are accountable. We hold the government accountable to provide it for the people because these are essential things that every government should put in place for their citizenry. We're also talking about people mouthpiece. The mass media has helped so much to be a mouthpiece to the people by highlighting and bringing government to their tools to put them in the right position to communicate with their citizens. We can't discuss about mass media without having a view and knowing the types of mass media. We have three types of mass media Today we are going to look at, we're going to also highlight visual paired to the sense of sight only, charts, maps, globe, etc. This has to do with most of the pictures you see on cardboard, the Nigerian map. You also see in drawings the globe that's like a football that you see rolling in certain offices. Those are examples of visual. Then we're talking about the audios. Audios appear to sense of sound only radio recorder, tapes, telephones, talking drums, audio compact disc. This has to do also with our phones. It has to do with having a communication through our phones. We have also audio sound. Sometimes you hear them, some of these people who sell tapes on the way, you hear them playing their tapes and you hear the sound of what you want to hear based on the music and you are attracted to it. That's what we call audio. And we have audiovisual. This audiovisual has to do or gives us the sense of sound and sight, television, video, CD, DVD. Most times you see DVDs, these can also be playing in our home theaters at home, where you're hearing the sound and also seeing the pictures of people who are actors within the film or the presentations, in order for you, while you're hearing the sound of the music and also seeing the activities of whosoever that is putting it in place. The mass media has been a major contributor to our political activities and society based on its contribution by giving the people necessary informations and making government to be aware of what is necessary for them to do. The mass media as the watchdog, the media is the people's watchdog, and the media as the fourth state of the realm watches over the activities of government on behalf of the people. It reports to the people all the activities of government at all levels of government, local, state, and federal government, thereby exerting much political influence. And this has also helped our political parties in our democratic setting to sit and put the right things in place and also carry the people along. So the media has been a major contributor to our democracy and to the activities of government. We hope to see more of ourselves as we hope to see more of ourselves and do more of our teachings, believing God that in a short while we'll be back to school. Students, stay safe at home, read your books, I say it again, I say read your books and always keep yourself safe. God will surely bring us out from these challenges. Remain blessed and have a wonderful moment. Bye. At the end of our teaching today, we have assignments that you will work on. Number one, what is mass media? Number two, state and explain the challenges of mass media in Nigeria and the world. Number three, highlight the impact of mass media in Nigerian politics. Note, after working on the assignment, send it via mail to fgcphdgclass@gmail.com.